Palace 1, Wolves 0, and it's becoming increasingly difficult to support Nuno's decision making and his tactics. He's just getting it wrong, and I can't understand why he's making these decisions. We knew that on Wednesday against Chelsea that we were overrun in midfield. It was really obvious, but we were pleased with the result, and we were quite resolute. Today, though, my goodness, the two who actually started in midfield may as well have been lampposts. They spent the whole game facing their own goal, passing it back in their own half towards Cody and Kilman. Moutinho and Dendoncker were the reason why we lost this game. Dendoncker was at fault for the goal. Everyone's saying how it was great play from Eze. I don't think it was that great. We were so static in that moment when the ball came across. That was the only chance that they had second half as well. Apart from they did have that breakaway as well. But we had the better of the second half. We had the better chances, but we just haven't got the midfield. And then I don't understand. So the decision that I don't understand was we were overrunning midfield. So we took Moutinho off and brought Fabio Silva on. So then they could just bypass Dendoncker. I know that Vitinha came in, but he was a bright light. He was something positive from the game. Forward thinking, creative, something I've been saying over the last couple of weeks that we're lacking. So he needs to start. And Neves needs to start as well. So Dendoncker for me had an absolute stinker. I'm a big fan of his as well. Noted a couple of weeks ago that as soon as he came into the team, we looked better. We won the previous game against Palace when he came into the team. We kept a clean sheet in that game, but he was poor today, really poor. The whole team as a collective as well were rubbish. We couldn't even string two passes together. Some awful, embarrassing moments as well. Moutinho passing the ball to Traore, who wasn't looking. He was 5 yards away from him. Traore stood still, staring off into space. And the ball goes out for a throw in. Awful, embarrassing. You'd be embarrassed playing Sunday League football and that happening. These are professional players. And I stand by Dave. The other day I said Traore can go for 10, 15 million. If his contract's up this summer, let him go because he's hopeless. Absolutely hopeless. Can't pass. He can beat a man, but he can't get a ball into the box. Can't get a decent ball into the box. He's not interested. He never has bust a gut to get to a ball or stop a ball going out of play or to put pressure on a player. He's rubbish. Absolute rubbish. If Wolves are looking for a winger now, and you looked at his stats as well, you looked at no goals for 38 games, 39 games now, no assists for 39 games, you wouldn't sign him. You wouldn't pay 2 million for him, 3 million for him. Rubbish. Another positive. I know this is very out of character, and I don't like to rant and rave, but there's a couple of performances today that really got my back up. Dendoncker and Traore, the two main ones. Traore is the theme of the season as well. But then Willian Jose, let's have a positive. He played quite well. He held the ball up first and foremost, which is what we've needed for the last couple of weeks. We haven't had anybody who we can just release the ball to and then hold it up and get rid of it. He did that really well. He also brought in the other players into the attack really well, Neto and Podence. I think they linked up quite well as a three. However, going forward, we need to have an extra man in midfield, and it's likely that it's going to be one of those front three that makes way to get that extra man in midfield somehow. Don't ask me who that is because we haven't got enough players. We had shots on goal. Willian had a couple of really good chances, sharp chances that he struck with conviction, headed with conviction as well, which is again is what Fabio's lacking because he's not confident, he's not mature enough to be able to give it some. But then aside from that, I'm struggling to find any other positives really. But the goal itself, as I've said, very static defending, but just more evident than ever is that if you shoot from the edge of the box, if you have a glimpse of goal, shoot. If that would have been Wolves, we'd have ended up working it back and going down the wings and back to Cody, and then Cody would have moved it out of play. We haven't got anybody who's confident at the minute to just knock it to one side and have a shot. because the shot was pretty average. It was a fiercely hit shot, but it was straight at Patricio. He was, I think, to blame for that as well. He should have been stopping that. But my gosh, awful. I did say the other day that, you know, that I could understand the game against Chelsea, I could understand the negative tactics and just trying to keep them out and get a clean sheet. But then we played in the same way against a team who are in the same boat as us. They've only beaten the bottom two in the last, I don't know how many games. We are really, really struggling for form at the minute. And I can't see where the next win is coming from. And it's not even like a few seasons gone by where you go, oh, I don't know where the next win's coming from. Wink, wink. We're playing like City next or somebody, and then we're going to trounce them, or we'll have a really good result against somebody big. I genuinely don't know where we're going to win because I can't see us having shots on goal. I can't see us scoring, and it's really, really concerning. Hopefully Willian will provide something, but it's all very well having a couple of shots on target, but if your defence and your midfield are non-existent, you can forget it. Kilman, I thought, played well. Hoover, I thought, played well. And that's it. Let me know what you thought, if you're there.